sorry about the background noise, but so today's video is going to be kind of a sad one, and I've filmed it twice already and I just can't seem to get my message across correctly, but hopefully third time's a charm. So today I'm going to be talking about Signorina and his tumor, and you know, the treatment options and how you guys can determine if your hamster may have a tumor or not. So let's talk about it. Let me open up my little notebook. If you see me guys glancing down, it's because I have notes over here, my little notebook that I use. So basically what happened was on Wednesday, which was January 13th, and today it is January 19th, so almost a week ago, I was hanging out with my boyfriend and he was like, hey, you might want to come see this. And you know, I walked over and Signorina was out of the cage, and that's something that we do, you know, like whenever Signorina's out of his cage, like my boyfriend will be like, oh look, or like I'll be like, oh look, and we always like go over to see him. So it was one of those situations, and sometimes I get him out, sometimes I don't get him out, but this particular time I decided to get him out. And I noticed that he, like right away when I was holding him, I noticed that he had a really big lump on his stomach, and it was kind of like under his hip, like it was on his tummy, but it was like under his like hip, kind of by his like his left leg. And I freaked out immediately because I have never seen anything like that, and if you know me, you know that I really freak out when I see stuff like that, because I'm just like what is that, and I get really freaked out. So we kind of got together all of his things, got together his carrier cage, and we took him to our emergency vet called MedVet. They do take exotic animals, and they examined him there, and they told us that he had a tumor, and the tumor had an abscess on it, which is basically just means that the tumor is like open and kind of oozing, and it wasn't bleeding, but it was oozing like just this clear liquid. So yeah, they put him on 2 different medications. They have him on a pain med and a antibiotic. The pain med is just to help him manage life, and the antibiotic is to help make sure that no infection occurs within the tumor, because the last thing we need is it to get infected, and then that'll just affect him even more, and it'll just be bad. So what they put him on for the antibiotic, they put him on ciprofloxacin. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'll put the spelling here. Yeah, and that's his antibiotic. It looks like this, ciprofloxacin, and they gave me a little syringe, and it has a little line right here. They put a tape, and they put like a red line, and it says fill line, so I would fill it up right to that line, and then I would give it that way. And his pain med is called buprenorphine. That one's not correct. Buprenorphine. Sorry, buprenorphine, and that was the pain medication. And these came in multiple syringes for every dose. So they filled them like to a line like this, and then I just administer it like that into his mouth. If you guys want to see a video on how I give him his medication, let me know in the comments down below, and I will gladly film that. So some things you need to know about tumors is there's 2 types. There is internal tumors and external tumors. The internal tumors are going to be a little bit harder to detect, so that's where you're going to have to be more cautious, like be more, I don't know, oh, there's a word for it and I don't know it. Pay more attention, I guess, to your hamster. You're going to have to feel under his skin for the tumor, because a lot of times you can feel it with touch, because it'll be internal, and sometimes you can't, and it'll just be, you know, look for the signs of pain in hamsters, which may be like hunching over, they may be sluggish, a little bit more lazy, they might not be eating, they might not be drinking, especially if it's internal. That could affect his organs, his or her organs, so it might affect their eating and drinking, and you know, their alertness, I guess, and activity level. and they might have some bloating occur, so that might be another thing. Also, so the other type, is external tumors, which are going to be pretty easy to spot. They're just going to be bumps or lumps on the skin. So where external tumors are going to be on the skin, whereas internal tumors are going to be under the skin. Just kind of make that differentiation. But however, with external tumors, you do have to be a little bit careful because hamsters do have scent glands, which are often mistaken for tumors. So on serrated hamsters, those are going to be near their hips. I think they're on the top. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're on the top. And then with dwarf hamsters, they are underneath on their belly, kind of centered and in the middle area. And those can be mistaken for tumors a lot. But yeah, so there are also malignant tumors and benign tumors, and malignant tumors are going to be ones that are cancerous and they can spread really easy, and it's life-threatening if they have a malignant tumor. And then there's benign tumors, and those don't pose as much of a threat as malignant tumors, but you do still have to be careful with benign tumors as they still can grow bigger and eventually affect your hamster's quality of life. So that's something you definitely need to look out for. And for treatment options, there's kind of 3 things I'm aware of that you could do. I've only been presented these 3 options. If you guys have been given more options for your hamster's treatment, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your input on that. Sorry, I'm tripping up on my words a little bit. So surgery is always going to be an option. However, hamsters are not good under anesthesia, and that could be a really big risk for your hamster. And just from the stories I've seen and the way my vet was talking about it, it's not a good option. And I know the first thing I wanted to do was rush him into surgery, get the tumor off, and bring him home and help him heal, and yay, he'd be happy and all better. But you just can't do that with hamsters. There are success stories of people who have done it, but for me, I'm just not willing to take that risk because I want to be able to have time, whatever time I can with him, basically. So if he is still healthy with if he's still living healthily with his tumor, like he's still alert, he's still eating, he's still drinking, he's still active, then I would rather him be like that with his tumor. I don't know. I would rather him live that way with his tumor than take him into surgery and potentially have that time cut short with him, if that makes sense. And that's just my personal view on that. I'm not going to shame you if you take your hamster into surgery. We are all, just looking out for our hamster's best interest, and if that's what you think it is, and that's what you think it is. But I would just be aware of the risks if you're going to go through a surgery. The second option you have would be to just give him the best life you can while he's here. So I think that for me, this was the best option. Just monitoring him and making him feel comfortable, making him feel happy. And this is kind of just what I've always tried to do with him. I've always tried to make him happy. I've always tried to make him comfortable, but especially now I have to be more aware of, how he's doing and how he looks and how his behaviors look. Like, does he look like he's in pain? Is he acting like he's in pain? Has he stopped eating as much? Has he stopped drinking as much? These are all things that you have to take into consideration if you're gonna opt out of surgery. And that's what I'm doing. And Signorina seems okay right now. And I'm just rolling with it. I'm kind of putting it into his hands, his tiny little hamster hands. That I'm kind of letting him let me know when his time is over. because if he shows me that he's in extreme pain, then I might have to go in with euthanasia. And that's something that I don't want to do. No hamster mom wants to do. Hamster owner, sorry. But sometimes it's the most necessary thing for them. That's something that we all have to come to terms with. So I said I wasn't going to cry in this video. That's okay. It's a sad video anyway. And your third option is going to be euthanasia. So if you feel like it is too cruel to let your hamster live with the tumor, then euthanasia is always an option. And no one's going to be mad at you for that, because you are looking out for your hamster's best interest, like I said earlier. If that's what you got to do, then that's what you got to do. It's really based on the person, and it's based on the hamster. So I'm just going to wait it out and see whatever time Signorina has left. I'm going to give him all the treats and all the love before his time is over. And I'm just going to love him. I'm just going to love him while I have him. And, I was telling my mom about this, and she told me, because, she's been kind of worried about some issues with her dog. And she told me, you have your pet for a short time, but to your pet, you are their lifetime. And I just really like that, because it makes me feel like I'm a good pet mom, I guess. It makes me feel like I mattered to him, and I gave him a good enough life, I guess, because I really tried hard to do the best I could for him. And I'm not saying I'm the best hamster mom ever. Like, I'm not saying I'm the best. I gave him the best lifestyle, but I did the best I could for him. And that just makes me feel really good. So, yeah, I just wanted to add in here, if your hamster or, guinea pig or your small animal has any weird issues going on, or has anything out of the ordinary that you've never seen, take them to the vet immediately. I know that's not a luxury for everyone, but if you can, take them to the vet, because it really, really does help them. There have been instances where one of my guinea pigs just had like a little bit of crust on him, like on his nose, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I was like scared about it, so I was like, I'll just take him to the vet. And it turns out he had pneumonia, really, really, really bad. And he was on antibiotics, and he had a really hard time breathing. And if I hadn't caught that, who knows what would have happened. So vet visits are very important for small animals, as well as, dogs and cats. So always keep that in mind when you're considering getting a small animal. So I'm going to go get Signorina, and I'll show you guys kind of what's going on. So here is Signorina. I love that I'll focus on him. So here he is. As you can tell, he's still very active and lively. And here is his tumor. Oh, I don't know if I can show you correctly. There it is. I know, baby, I'm sorry. I hope that this video was educational for you, and I hope that this helps you and your hamster. I hope that if your hamster just got diagnosed with a tumor, that this video gave you some helpful insight. I know it's when Signorina got diagnosed with a tumor, it felt like the end of the world, like immediately, and it's the worst feeling, you guys. And I just kind of wanted to make this to let you guys know that, hey, you're not alone. This happens to so many people, and I just want to make some of you feel less alone about this. And if your hamster's going through this, my heart goes out to you, and I'm so sorry, and I'm sending all the positive vibes to you guys if you're dealing with this. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.